Alright, so for this video, I'm going to be doing more of a casual riffing type of video where I'll just be speaking. I'm not really going to, I don't really have like a specific thing planned. I don't really have notes. I just want to talk to you about intuition as a fearful avoidant. Because when I was really deep in fearful avoidant patterns, I felt like I couldn't trust my intuition. In fact, I actually feared my intuition. I had this deep sense of fear of what it would tell me to do next. Whenever I felt like my intuition was telling me to do something, I was so scared of what it would tell me to do, whether it was breaking up with my partner or whether it was telling me to push a certain person away, like whatever it was. It felt scary because I felt like I had to follow that, because almost all the advice on the internet tells you follow your intuition. And what does that actually mean? And I would see a lot of women saying how they have really connected deeply with their feminine energy when they followed their intuition. And they've gotten to know themselves on a deeper level when they followed their intuition. And what I came to realize was that this advice can be really dangerous for fearful avoidance when you're really deep in these patterns, because oftentimes these signals that your body is sending you that kind of get masked as intuition are actually just your nervous system responding to what it thinks is dangerous within your relationship. So you may have heard me mention on my channel before how if you have this attachment style, you oftentimes feel really triggered in moments when your partner is trying to connect with you. When you have a moment when they're trying to be really intimate with you, and that scares you, that triggers your nervous system response, and you immediately go into fight or flight or freeze or fawn or whatever it is for you. And when you take that in as your intuition, your body signaling that to you as your intuition, because a lot of the time the advice is your intuition comes from your body, but a lot of other things also come from your body, such as your nervous system responses. So when you don't know the difference between the two, and you can't tell the difference between the two when you're stuck in these patterns, you oftentimes fear your intuition for that reason, because you think that is my intuition, my nervous system response that thinks I'm in danger when I'm trying to connect with my partner, when I am really trying to be intimate with my partner. It's telling me to leave my partner, but I also don't want to leave. And maybe that's the actual part of your intuition that's telling you, no, don't leave this relationship. So you are like literally stuck in this contradicting situation where your nervous system, which is coming from your body, is telling you, you need to leave. You need to create drama in the relationship and fight when things are just kind of normal. And at the same time, you feel like you don't want to leave the relationship. You know you want to stay with this person. You know you actually love this person. And that scares you. And the main distinctions here is that one is coming from a place of fear, and the other is coming from a place of love and inner knowing. So the nervous system response is coming from a place of fear, of past wounding, while your intuition is coming from a place of love and inner knowing and guiding you to the right path. But you have to actually be able to distinguish between the two before you can actually use your intuition. And so the way to really turn down the volume on these responses that are coming from your body, that are telling you to run away, that are telling you to leave the relationship, and are causing all of these contradictions in your head, is by regulating your nervous system, so you're able to distinguish between your actual inner knowing, your actual intuition, and that nervous system response. So when you regulate your body, you're able to hear that voice, and it's never going to lead you. I don't believe that your intuition is going to lead you towards something that you don't actually want to do. So when you hear a voice telling you to do something that you don't actually want to do, that you don't actually have a desire to do, then that is not your intuition. It may be something that feels scary. It may be something that feels exciting. It may be something that is outside of your comfort zone that your intuition is telling you to do. And at the same time, it is most of the time something that you actually desire. It is something that you really want, but you are just scared because you've never done it before. That is how I view intuition. Even if it feels scary, but it is still something that I want to do, that is my intuition. But when it is something that is no longer serving me and is telling me to do these things, and it feels contradictory to what I actually want to do, that may be past wounding responding. That may be from past experiences that is still showing up thinking I am still in danger, and it thinks that it still needs to protect me. And so when you understand this, and when you understand that you don't have to follow through on what it's telling you when it sends you these signals telling you to run away from your partner, to break up with them, and you go in this back and forth. And what I see that has happened with my clients or from people that are commenting on my channel is you may go back and forth between the relationship of breaking it off and getting back on, breaking it off and then coming back with the person because you regret breaking up with them. Because you think you're following your intuition and then you realize that wasn't actually your intuition. I just felt really called to come and talk about this here because for the longest time I would hear people saying all these things about intuition, and I felt like I really needed to follow what my body was telling me as a woman, especially because we are so connected to our bodies. But you really need to distinguish between the two. You really need to distinguish between the two different voices that you hear that are telling you to do certain things. And once you start to understand this, you will stop fearing your intuition. You will start to actually work with it, and you will start to heal. As you heal your nervous system, your intuition also becomes healed, because then you also learn to trust yourself, you learn to trust your body, you learn to trust the signals that it's sending you. Because when you're in this wounded place and you don't know whether to trust your body or not, it's sending you mixed signals, you don't really know whether you can trust your intuition or not either, because that also comes from your body. So I know this was a short and sweet video. I hope that you found this helpful. I want to hear any key insights that you got from this video, any other questions that may have come up. And if you want to dive deeper into this level of inner work and uncover and unpack all of these patterns that may be keeping you stuck, that may be causing you to not trust your intuition, that may be causing you to break things off and then come back into relationships because you're just scared, you don't really know where to start, you don't really know whether you're doing things right or not, you don't know whether you're in the right relationship or not, my coaching container is open for you. And if you feel called to sign up for that, I will leave the link to that down below, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.